Hello, early childhood leaders. It's Megan this week. We've got a great week of activities that just are talking about God's wonderful creation and how He made us each unique and different and beautiful. And so the entrance activity is kind of a fun one to kind of break the ice, especially if we've got some new ones or ones that's been a while since we have been into church. And so everybody gets a Kleenex, and they're going to take the Kleenex, and you're going to call out different places for them to balance, and let's turn it into a challenge and see, like, oh, can you balance it on your head? Can you balance it on your nose? Can you balance it on your hand? Oh, you can do your hand. How about your finger? And have fun and just kind of turn it into a challenge to see all the amazing things that they can do. All right, and so the next one is called Wonderful Eyes. And I've got a baggie with multicolored googly eyes in it, and then you have a selection of different paper that matches the eye colors within your googly eye bag. And so you're going to encourage them to pick up a googly eye and look at the color and then place it on the corresponding colored paper. So if they pick up a blue eye, then they can put it onto a blue paper, or a green eye, then onto a green paper. And then they can sort all of them and then mix it all up and do it again if you want to. But just a fun way to talk about our wonderful, colorful eyes, and God made your eyes, and every part of you is special. And then that's going to help us kind of move into our Bible story. All right, and at the front of the baskets, I've got our Bible story images this week. If you choose not to utilize the show or the screen images, I've got the paper ones as well. All right, the next activity after our Bible story is let's get up and do some movement and some action. And so this one's got a little bit of movement, but it's mostly where they're going to use their voices. And so let's have fun with that and not be afraid to just let them be little and experiment and have fun with this. It's called Wonderful Shout, and you're going to divide them into two teams. And so you're going to have half of them on one side of your line, half of them on the other side of the other line. And they are going to be practicing their memory verse, shouting parts of it back and forth to each other. And then also make sure that, like, when you're all done with it, you're going to connect the memory verse to the bottom line. And so our memory verse is from Psalms this week. Excuse me while I pull it up here. And it says, "How you made me is amazing and wonderful." Psalm 139:14. And the bottom line this week is God made me wonderful. And we want them to be able to come out of the room knowing that God made me wonderful, God made me wonderful, God made me wonderful. And so let's go ahead and let's get those memory verses in there while we can, and just to let them know, leaving here knowing that God was made them wonderful. All right, and this next one is really silly and super cute. I've provided each space with a pool noodle, a pillow, some paper plate eyes, a beanbag nose, a little tiny red string for a mouth, some yarn hair, and then each of the spaces you guys are in have blocks. And so I've got 2 blocks pulled for ears. And so what you're going to do is you're going to begin by using the pool noodle for a body, and then okay, now let's go ahead and let's make the head, and then everybody's going to work together to build our silly little man or silly little woman. And then feel free to go around your room space, and if the kids want to add arms, let them add arms or legs or feet, and see what they can do and let their creativity flow. All right, and our craft for this weekend is a self-portrait page. And as I am made in the image of God. And so I've got a stack of these in your bucket. Pull out your crayons or markers. And then I also have a selection of little handheld mirrors for you. And so that what you can encourage them to, like, hey, look at yourself in the mirror and draw what you see. Because sometimes, especially when they're younger, children don't have the full picture of or remember what's on them. That's why they're missing a neck and a body when they're 3 and 4. It's totally developmentally normal, but let's encourage them to look in the mirror and see if they can see something new. And maybe the Holy Spirit will point out something and highlight something to them. Be like, oh, look at those beautiful eyes. Or they'll remember something that somebody said and be like, oh my goodness, I have the most long eyelashes. And they'll be able to draw those out. So have fun looking at these beautiful self-portraits. And then make sure that their name gets on them. And if you see some that are just so cute, or there's some great conversation pieces, maybe take a picture, write it down, and then you can text or catch Kayla, Haley, or I, and that way we'll be able to share that story, and we love to hear what these kids are saying. All right, and then we've got a movement activity, and it's the hokey pokey. And we're going to be doing our, God's creation hokey pokey. Stand in a circle. You can, a lot of you have area rugs that are round. Utilize that. Even if you've got a square one, utilize the square one. It's okay to have a different shape. And we're going to put our hands in, put your hands out, put your hands in, and shake them all about. And if you get through the list that's in this lesson plan, see if the kids can find something else that might be kind of silly or fun, like their knee or their elbow or their tongue, and just continue on. The hokey pokey is just a great one. And then we also are going to end our time with our memory verse. I've got memory verse cards as well as the parent cue. We're really encouraging parents to log in and create or download and create their login on our new Sage Hills Kids app, especially with preschool. Like, we've got all of the things and all of the lesson pieces are on this parent app. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do it as well, so you can speak to this to the parents as well. But there's great preschool resources, devotional times, and things like that we really want to encourage parents to be doing that. So as you hand out the memory verse and the little half sheets, let's go ahead and hand out some of our parent app cards, or remind parents that this is a great resource for them. And as you're going over the memory verse one more time with our kiddos, don't forget we've got our prayer journal, so you can get prayer requests and then end your time in prayer with these lovelies. I am so thankful to be serving alongside you guys this weekend, and I can't wait to see you Sunday. God bless.